What's up? We're doing another comic page. This one's like page 11 or page 10, I think. So I did a couple of pages off camera. So yeah, the goal is to finish this before the end of October, which I don't know when I started. I think I started inking it in September sometime. Maybe like, I don't know when in September, early September, so I guess we're kind of on schedule, but I would like to finish it sooner. I've kind of been taking a long time with these pages, like doing other stuff instead. But I don't know, like I should really be doing like 3 of these a day, no problem, you know, like the drawings are so easy to do. And I don't know, I feel like once I start recording and stuff, like it's a little easier, because like there's a reason for me like not to stop, you know, like there's a reason for me to like keep going, because like the camera's recording, so I don't want to like mess up the video. So this video should be going up before or after the Geigen video. So I just recorded the Geigen video yesterday, and nothing really has changed in terms of like the updates, no Breaking Bad. I don't know why I always keep saying that shit. Like people are like, yo, did you watch Breaking Bad? Did you watch it? Did you watch it? You know? Played some Sonic Riders yesterday, played some Mario Baseball. I guess that's it. I didn't really do much. So in this scene, in case, oh yeah, I said I was gonna talk about the story in the next comic video I did. So in this scene, I'll explain the story first, so I don't like spoil the scene. So in this world, you need sauce to eat food, apparently, right? Like food is plentiful, sauce is limited, right? And you only get like a certain amount of sauce per month, and then if you run out, you either gotta eat ketchup, which nobody wants to eat that, or you gotta go to the store and buy some, but it's just so expensive, you know, no one can afford it. So the main character in this story, at least, which is the box guy, he doesn't come up in this scene. He's the only character out of the 6 that's not here. He sleepwalks to the kitchen, drinks all the sauce in his sleep, obviously, and he feels so bad the next morning that he ends up running off to go find some more, you know, more sauce. Because they're supposed to last everyone the whole month. Like there's 6 people living in this little house they have. So this dude right here, this guy, ends up running after him to try to find him, you know, and then this guy over here, these 2 guys, this guy, the star guy, makes up oh, excuse me, I've been drawing more on this side, so like the ink doesn't smudge. But anyways, he makes a plan to like, you know, take sauce from like this place where these rich people live, and like run a tube underground. And yeah, like, dude, where are you gonna find like a tube that big? Like the thing's like 8 miles away. Like, do you have a digging permit? Blah blah blah. And then as you're like, you know, talking, this guy and the box guy walk through the door, and they have sauce. And like, hey guys, like the neighbors gave us some, so like we should be good for the rest of the month. And then like, yeah, cool. And then the box guy is like, yeah guys, like I'm sorry, I don't know why I've been sleepwalking so much. then everyone's like, dude, like, don't even worry about it. Like, we got, you know, just as much sauce as we had before, so we should be good for the rest of the month. Like, it's like it didn't even happen. And then he smiles. The box guy. I can't show you the page because I don't have it. I mean, I have it up here. I don't want to like spoil it too much. I guess if some of you want to read it, but in terms of like showing you the pages, but so the box guy ends up sleepwalking again and drinking all the sauce in his sleep. And that's where we come to this scene. So the page before this, this guy woke up, his window is open, you see like there's a shot from the outside, and he walks out and boom, sauce is all drank up. There's some scenes before this like illustrating that, but yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where we are right now. So what happens next? I don't know. I mean, I do know. The story's pretty much all done. All the writing's done. I just have a couple pages at the end that I still have the thumbnail. But I'll thumbnail it once I get there in terms of, you know, drawing the rest of the pages. So yeah. I'm most likely gonna do another one of these stories. I kind of already have the story thought out the whole plot, I guess, or at least the beginning of it. It's gonna be like a Halloween one, which I'm a little late, you know, but I'm thinking maybe like I can release it on Christmas, maybe. That'd be cool. I don't know, but yeah, I was thinking like, how am I gonna, like, once I finish this, like, what am I gonna do with it, you know? And then I was thinking I could like just print them on printer paper and like sell them for like $1 or like, I don't know, $2. Like, pretend there's like a printer paper, right? It would be, you know, it would be one page here, and then I'd fold it. And that'd be like 2 pages, so I stapled a bunch of those together. That'd be cool, you know? There's no need to like spend money publishing anything, because like this is not anything crazy, you know? It's just like a little comic. Like the main reason I did this one was like, these are just sketchbooks I usually have in my what am I saying? Characters I usually have in my sketchbook. But I'm just making like a little story with them. Cause like people are so hard to draw, dude, in terms of like, you know, with no, I mean, not with no reference, but yeah, I can look up every reference I want for every shot, but am I really gonna do that? Like, no, dude, like, I don't want to be a slave to the reference, as they say. Like, I don't know. And also, you know, these, I didn't draw anything. I didn't like look at anything while I did these. They're very easy to draw. Which is good, you know. But I've been kind of drawing a lot of my sketchbook recently, so hopefully by this time next year, I will be drawing like a real comic. Also, like, I mean, the goal for this comic also is to give me like some speed and discipline of, hey, dude, just draw the page and ink it, you know, like you should be doing multiple of these a day. And sometimes I'm just like so cautious of like what I put, you know, like I just gotta be like a little looser with it. Like it doesn't always matter that much, you know. see those lines aren't really connected, but it doesn't really matter, you know, like it goes with the style, I guess, or like the style. And also, like, with this kind of thing I got going on, like, I don't always have to draw, like, their arms and stuff. Like, he doesn't have arms here. I don't know if you can see that yet. We'll get to that page. But you see, like, we're at 10 minutes. We're about to hit 11 minutes, right? I'm almost done with the first panel, and I've been kind of, like, chilling, you know, like, drawing and talking. So imagine if I just, like, you know, fucking focus, dude. Like, I can probably draw a comic like this in 2 weeks, you know? Or a week, you know? Like, it shouldn't even be that big of a problem, but I don't know why, like, I just eat shit a lot, dude. Like, yeah, I draw at least one sketchbook page a day and stuff. Like, I make, like, videos, but, like, there's so much time that I just, like, waste, you know? Like, it's kind of, like, one of the goals of this comic to maybe be a little quicker. Like, Simon Lee, my sculpting teacher, was telling the class, like, you know, to sculpt fast. Like, it's all about, like, accuracy, you know? Like, because you make the right moves, you'd have to make less moves, right? So that just shaves down your time by a bunch. Like, sculpting fast isn't about, like, you know, putting a bunch of things super fast. It's just about, like, you know, putting the right pieces in the right places right away. So yeah, this guy left some sauce lying around, you know. He was sleepwalking, remember? I missed an opportunity right there. I could have left this line white, like done something like that. Yeah, so we'll leave this for the black areas, which we'll decide later on what we do with those. Let's do this real quick. Sometimes I always look at different parts of the drawing and they're kind of daunting because, oh, I don't want to mess it up. Like, dude, just like do it, you know? Like, even though this isn't perfectly correct how I had it in the other panels, like, it doesn't really matter too much because we're not really, like, looking at the kitchen right now. We just want to let the reader know that we're in the kitchen, right? So boom, we already know because we've seen the scene a bunch of times previously. But in terms of, like, the blocks and stuff, I think it's a little more important because it's about, like, pleasing the eye, I guess you can say. As nerdy and art schooly as that sounds. So the sink probably go, like, up to here. Alright, cool. Pretty much done with this panel. We just need the maybe a little detail back here for the window. And put this like that. this black and then we'll do the floor. I think we might leave the blacks for last. Especially since like if I smudge my arm up there, it's gonna get like, for some reason with this pen, like if you have wet, if your skin's like sweaty or something, or if your skin is moist, it picks up the dry ink, like it reactivates it. It's really weird. Like some of my comic pages got kind of messed up in the beginning. It's like when I found out about it, but shouldn't be like that big of a problem because it's like little tiny gray dots compared to, you know, the dark inking and the dark line that the marker makes. So alright, so pretty much done. This is gonna be blocked as a little X there. So I'll move down to the second page, the second panel. This is like a thing where like the panel text box goes out of the panel, and I haven't done it. I've put it in the thumbnail sketch, but I've never done it. I guess this is like the first time. I don't know why it would be this time and not any other time, but just try it. There you go. Like usually in my sketchbook I draw this guy in like, you know, 5 seconds, but I guess I'm a teeny bit more careful here. I mean, that is a pretty good speed, I guess you can say. When the arms go up, it doesn't really matter too much as long as you get like as long as you get like the whole thing of it, I guess. So we're actually gonna leave this panel white in the back. I was thinking like, you know, what could I do? Like if I drew the kitchen, it would be way too much detail in such a tiny panel. Like I used to draw comics. If you go on my Instagram, there's this Instagram highlight reel called comic strips, I think, yeah. And the backgrounds were vertical lines and horizontal lines, you know, like dark, like black or white, you know. There's no, they weren't really in a scenario, in like a place to begin with. It was just like kind of in plain, like in a, I think that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward gets put in like this, you know, white space, and then he says alone, and it's like alone and a bunch of different like text bubbles like that. That's kind of where they are. Yeah, so here they're actually in a setting, so you gotta like illustrate the setting too. So I've been having like I've been thinking like I have that character. Pretty sure if you saw my my sketchbook video or my last sketchbook tour video, I talked about her. That I was gonna do, or I showed you her, yeah. I was gonna do like the story. I mean, she has like a cool story, I guess, that I could put. Like I don't wanna. She has like a cool story. She has a really cool character design. I think her face is really cool, but the problem I'm having is I can't fit the face on a body. I can only fit her face on like the clothes she wears, right? Like she has like kind of like a little turbine. I don't know what exactly turbine means in terms of like if what I'm saying turbine, it's not a turbine. Turbine is like what Piccolo has. It's like a cloak, yes, it's a cloak and it has a hood in it, but the cloak is like kind of cut off at her stomach, and then she has a skirt, I guess. Yeah, so that's like two triangles. That's why I think like the design's so cool, because the way like she turns, like you can kind of like have a motion just with like her cloak and her skirt, you know, because pants are very like stiff. Like there's not a lot of wiggle room for pants unless they're really baggy. But with the skirt and the cloak, like it's so loose that when she moves, you can kind of exaggerate it just by like moving the fabric. You feel me? Which I think is cool. And then she has like really cool hair. Like it's not that it's cool. It's like it's kind of like a character design that you can see it. Like for example, like Cthulhu, right? Cthulhu is very iconic, or the creature from the Black Lagoon. Like there's features in their faces that, okay, that's definitely Cthulhu. That's definitely the creature, you know. Um, so I guess it's the similar with her in a way. Like she has little features that can can like be identified from far away. So, and also I've drawn her so many times, dude. Like I can draw her like blindfolded pretty much. That's one problem that I had like when I was in high school at least, or maybe when I was in college still. Or I still am in college right now, but when I started, I would have this problem where I didn't know how to draw a character the same multiple times over and over. Like that was like my whole thing for, oh, I can't make comics because of that, you know. That was like my whole thing in the beginning, but now it just escalated me. Now I'm doing stuff. Like I kind of came up with characters like this to quench that thing that I had of not being able to make comics because I couldn't draw a face the same. Yeah, once I finish this panel here, I'll draw the character so you can see if you guys haven't seen her before. And I'm pretty proud of her. Like and yeah, the character is designed. It's whatever, right? But it's cool how they kind of developed her. Like she didn't look like she does now the first time I drew her, you know. Now I just thought about putting a little droplet there. You know, like a little droplet of sauce, like it's dripping. But that would indicate that the sauce has recently been drinking. Like everything has been dripped, bro. It's been there for a while, and that's what we want to like signify. So we'll just add that there. We got this one. And the background will most likely be all black. No need to signify where we are, like you obviously saw them there, so it's, you know. Now we are missing one here. We could draw it here, but maybe we will draw it. So yeah, let's actually draw that one in. This one up here, so yeah, I've had cool comic ideas, which is, you know, fine, but if I can't, you know, finish the work, dude, in a quick enough time, like, what even is the point of that? Like, I can't be, you know, Mike, dude, it's crazy how, like, you think, goddamn, like, it's taking me so long to do this, and then, you know, Marvel artists, like, you know, spit out comics in, like, a week, bro, like, I mean, I don't know about a week, but yeah, like, it's crazy. So I should be doing way more drawing in that. I gave them like a little shadow down there. Alright, so let's finish up this floor. Maybe this perspective was a little too extreme. But I guess it's fine. And this will be all black. Pretty much done. We got one left. Let me draw a character I was telling you about. I have like these sheets of paper. It's like homework from like, I don't know, a year ago. So I can pretty much draw her, and even if it looks sloppy, I'm like, alright, she looks, whoa, she got a big forehead, bro. Yo, what the hell? Alright, let me draw her again. Yeah, so even if the problem with her is like her neck is so fucking long. Not really her neck, like her face shape is so long. Oh yeah, she has eyebrows, I forgot. That's like her main thing, kinda, or one of them. You know, and then this would be like her little outfit. She has like this little thing. She's a vampire. She got turned into a vampire. Dude, she looks wacky. I'm folding, dude. I was like, yeah, I can draw her perfect every time. And then like her fit is like, the thing here. I don't know, I don't really draw the bodies that well. I have to do more bodies. then she has like a little skirt or whatever. So like when you draw her, it's kind of like these shapes here, right? And I just have to like connect it, because whenever I draw her on a body with no clothes, then it's a little more difficult. And then her arms come out through here, right? So I gotta practice on that. I've been drawing on like those random pieces of paper like outside of my sketchbook, because I don't really want to, you know, I think when you're not working on a sketchbook, you know, when you're not in the sketchbook, there's no worry of, oh damn, I really don't want to mess it up. Even if it's just like a practice sketchbook, or, you know, it's still a sketchbook, you know, you're probably going to keep that. So I don't really know, I don't really know like a better way to do it, I guess, than that. I mean, unless you get over it. But usually I had a secret sketchbook, and like I show people that too, you know. Like secret is in like, you know, it's like for designs and stuff, or for poses. But this is just like I'm throwing all that stuff out. And if I really like something, I'll redraw it in my main sketchbook, you know. So yeah, it won't really be a problem. It won't really be like a big thing of, oh, I don't want to mess up, I don't want to mess up. So this stuff should be black, because we need like a big balance of black and white, at least in my opinion. Like in this scene right below us, the tennis ball guy is shrugging his shoulders. We're gonna have him with a little dark spot under his stomach, because it's just for you know, the balance, I guess, balance of black and white. You could do this too. Maybe we can do this. So here I'm just finding spots that I can put black. That makes sense, obviously. Maybe this spot too. Or if we do this spot, we need his legs to connect. That's another thing, like, oh, he has black legs, you know, what are you gonna do if he's in a dark room? Like, you just make his legs white, you know? So when he transitions from dark to light, or when there's both, he has a part of his leg in a white spot, part of his leg in a dark spot, you can see that they're still there, you know? I think we're good with the top panel. Maybe I choose to put this black. I probably will. Let me just put it black right now. Like sometimes finding the balance between, you know, realistic stuff and like realistic lighting. Like, okay, the floor can't be black, bro, because it's not nighttime, right? Even when it was nighttime, we still had the floor white in a couple of past panels. So, I mean, it kind of does look like nighttime now, but it's fine. It's fine. So this is most likely going to be black to focus on the, what do you call it? Focus on the little sauce bottles. The next couple pages, I don't know how hard they're going to be to draw, because, dude, if I had trouble with these pages, I'm going to have hella trouble with the new pages, because there's like, they're in like a store. What happens is, alright, I'm just gonna tell you. What happens is the guy ends up doing like an armed robbery on a sauce store. He gets in like a big shootout with the police. So that's that, yeah. So there's gonna be a bunch of aisles, you know. But I think I've had like some perspective practice with this, so I guess it might be a little easier. We might come back and do this on black. Or you either put this on black or put this on black. So we'll decide once we do this. I'm actually gonna do this panel first. I forgot about it. So we're at 30, about to hit 36 minutes. And we're almost done. Yeah, I think since I started doing these pages, my lines have definitely been way more confident in terms of just doing the lines, you know? Like, that's not straight, doesn't matter, you know? What, like, this is just for this style of comic, you know? Like, if it was like some Marvel thing or something, then, you know, our use of rulers would probably be ideal, you know? That would probably be the move, the smartest move. Or some of those Marvel guys can just ink stuff with no ruler, like they're that good. And actually make it look straight, you know? So here we have like a vague view from the outside of the window inside the room. The door slightly opened. Here's the desk. Usually don't draw with this side because after a while the point gets a little like fuzzy, which is good for like, for example, that Geigen drawing I did. It's good for like texture, but we don't really want texture here in like that sense, you know? Let's just throw here, the door isn't that big because it's going towards the outside, not the inside. But we will see this, so we might, yeah. Put that there. And just like little indications and stuff. I guess from this angle we should be able to see the whole chair. I guess that's enough for this part. Maybe we should do like the floor a little bit. Some of that. put this tube here, like some gutter tube, but I don't know if I'll put that. Maybe it's just like to help the composition a little bit, like make everything a little more balanced. I think we're near the end on this last panel. Like, we pretty much inked this entire panel. It's 30, we're at 36 minutes, now we're at 41 and a half. That's kind of fast, I think, like, compared to what we were doing before. Go. Now, should we put black here? We'll decide that once we do these two. These three, I guess you can say. So this, going all black, or we can do lines. That'll be a good thing too. Like showing the perspective, I guess. Having in lines, I feel like, you know, there's sometimes I cross the line between, you know, doing something because of like it helps the comic in terms of like the reading portion, like how do you perceive it, and then sometimes I do it because I'm lazy, like I don't want to draw that, you know. Yeah, I think I like this. So the pandemic's still going on. Don't really know what's going on with this, like people saying masks or, you know, should take them off. Like there's like some doctor that said, yo, masks are killing us. Like, what the fuck, bro? Yeah, also, if you've made it to this part of the video, I've just realized it the other day, like, you know, who are the people that make it here? Like, that's cool. A lot of people have been telling me they use my shit to sleep. Like, they put my shit on to fall asleep, which, you know, if that's what floats your boat, I guess. Like, if that's what you like, or that's what you find in my videos, it's good, I guess. I don't know, I kind of do have, like, a monotone voice. I don't fucking know. I used to, like, be very, like, I used to not like my voice a lot, just like I used to not like my face a lot. But the more I like drew self-portraits, like the more I looked at my face, I'm like, you know what, like, you're good in like your own way, I guess. I guess everybody's good in their own way. Maybe we should speed it up by doing this instead, yeah. You know, yeah, you can plan it out, but sometimes I just think it's faster to just kind of like go fast and then fix it. And if anything, we can black this guy out, so. I haven't really talked about too much controversial stuff in this, or recently, I guess. But I was thinking about, I mean, we have a little bit left. Maybe we'll save this topic for the next video if I don't forget. I probably should think about it a little more. There we go. Sick. Alright. Looks cool. I guess that looks fine. We can always white this guy out and make him a little better. So might be a ballsy move, but maybe we might have enough, blocking out experience to do this. If not, we'll find out. But alright, this is what kills the page. If you put this and start stamping it, so I'm gonna wash my hands actually. Alright, so we're cleaned up. I'm gonna actually make this guy's thing black, this will keep it white. The hands are kind of a little more difficult because kind of lost the thing of him putting his fingers like that, but still translates, I think, on this part too. Also makes the speech bubble look better. I think when it's just black, I think it looks cool. Maybe I overdid it with that, but it's all good. So yeah, I just want to finish up this side really quick. Yeah, the new Joji album came out. Yeah, Song of the Week is Like You Do by Joji. It's in his new album. Yeah, check it out. I'll put it in the description. Although some of his hair is white there, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, for this part, I'm gonna do some stuff like that. Okay, I think it looks cool if it's like kind of rough a little bit. Like with those little lines up there, you can kind of see how the pen went. So like, that's what I kind of like about like this pen here. You can kind of make like cool lines and stuff, or cool strokes, just by kind of, you know. Go like that, touch it up a little bit. Alright, that's it. This is the whole page. I mean, if there's anything that I missed, I'll probably check it before I say I'm done with the comic, and I'll probably touch it up a little bit, but that's it. I will see you guys in the next one.